see the video, right? It's called Muhammad in Bible Debunked. Wow, and even I cannot believe this argument. This amazing argument by still in shock. Let me sit down. I better just calm myself. I better get some of that green mint that I don't know, some random YouTuber, not random.
We are a human being. We are created from the clays. You know, the clays like in the earth, the clays like this. We are from the clays, and because of this, our life not gonna be easy.
This Arab, special Arab guy.
Because of this, our life not gonna be easy.
He suggested, I think I better start taking his advice, just for my own health and my own sanity. Because, you see, the great Hassan Radwan, he says Muhammad in the Bible is debunked. Finally, after thousands of years, finally we have our answer.
Debunked. Well, Muhammad in the Bible debunked. It's
okay,
hilarious.
So the prophecy is what? In Deuteronomy 15:3. Deuteronomy 15:3, I think. Okay. You guys can check it out. Okay, it's here somewhere on the video. It's alright, I'm just so excited. I'm like a little puppy, you know, today. A little puppy that just got brought home, finding comfort. Oh, because I was so worried not about what Hassan Radwan would say. And I knew I would find something. I just knew it. So I just noticed, you know, there's something, I was thinking, there's something I'm missing. And then I realized what it is.
Never mind, he's
Yeah, cheers. Enjoy your coffee,
okay,
or whatever that is. Or your mint tea. You're going to need it. Blow my mind.
And quite a few people have said to us, you know...
Oh, I'm sure they have. Because they're all confused, just like you little... This is a no-brainer, and they screwed it up. Okay.
Is this true? Is this not
Poor
true?
babies.
So what we're going to do is we're going to...
You're going to get your butt kicked now. Okay?
go through some of these so-called prophecies of Muhammad.
So-called prophecies. Yes, do that, please.
Why do Muslims feel the need?
Okay, what I didn't like about... I noticed right away one thing. He keeps these two prophecies in isolation from each other. You have to take them as a group. So, because the prophecy in the Torah tells you, or in Deuteronomy, wherever it is, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I don't mind being wrong about some things. You know, little insignificant things. Doesn't matter.
Over here. All the way from Canada. Coyote fur. My mother thought it was sheep fur. And I was like, well, that don't look like sheep fur.
Well,
no, you didn't say wolf fur. I said wolf fur. You.
Okay, it's in the Bible or Torah. A prophet to come after Moses, who will bring comfort to them because the poor Jews needed their hands held. They could not, you know, stand being away from their prophet, even though when he'd just gone for 40 days, they worshipped a golden calf. Okay, so those Jews. It's not actually talking about those Jews. A prophecy meaning in the future, there's nothing to say that it couldn't be thousands of years from that time. Were they expecting a prophet to pop up the next day from Mount Sinai just for them? Even though they were very obstinate people? No. Okay, God decides when the prophet's going to come. Okay, God did not send them a comforter. Okay, he waited. Between Jesus and Moses, how many prophets? I don't know. Maybe somebody knows. But it's hilarious. Hassan Radwan, well, I'll come to that in a minute. He makes a big whoopsie. Okay? And it's just hilarious.
Do you think this is a joke?
So I have to remind myself what that is. And so back to my first point. Jesus then, in the future, you know, how many, or 1,000 years later, comes and tells the Jews, it's a different set of Jews now, right? A different group, a different generation, right? The other Jews are gone, finished, with no comforter. Now Jesus comes, he tells them, Comforter will come. You cannot handle what he's going to tell you. And that is not a direct quote. So he is telling them that in the future, again, there will be another prophet, but he's not coming now because you are not ready. The Jewish people are not ready for that prophet. Okay. So Hassan Radwan, going back to my, stunning, what is this?
It's on my Facebook.
My coup d'etat. Okay, Hassan Radwan. Okay, made a oopsie. Let's just watch this a little bit more. I'm sure you're getting all excited. Can't wait to hear what the oopsie is. The big pile of poopsie. Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He's prophesied, not prophesied.
Those who follow the unlettered prophet, whom they find written down with them in the Torah and the Gospels. So that's very specific.
The hadith, there is a hadith that we still have.
Okay, so whether those prophecies are in the Bible or Torah anymore, that depends on if the books have been changed after the time of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That's quite possible. That at some point Muslims didn't know. Okay, someone says, well, why didn't the Muslims, why didn't the Prophet tell us exactly in the Quran, or why didn't he tell his people where exactly what verse it is, and so on. It doesn't matter if he told us or not. We don't really care. It's not like a big deal, right? Muslims at that time saw miracles from the Prophet. They didn't need some pithy little verses from other people's religious books. Didn't really need them. It was just an interesting thing. Just like for us, it's something interesting to look into. But I looked into this a long time ago. I used to watch videos about Islam by UNEDITED and Jamal Badawi and other famous kind of dawah people. Okay. After that, it's been years I have not had any interest in this question. It's only because recently I started making reaction videos that I, had to go back and, watch some videos about this, and that's why I'm here. Right. So Radwan, Hassan Radwan, just totally, made an oopsie. I hope people understand what that was. Okay, I explained it to you in this video. It's a very long video now, so I'm just going to stop here. Assalamu alaikum. What I find really funny is that Hassan Radwan, he examines these prophecies completely separately. So he takes Moses' prophecy and says, look, the prophet that's going to come after Moses will be like unto Moses. Okay. And he ignores the fact that it's not supposed to be a Jew. Okay? He just ignores that. And then looks at the prophecy that Jesus told, which was that a comforter will come. Then Radwan says, why is this prophet, if it was Prophet Muhammad, why does the comforter come 2,000 years after Moses instead of, even Jesus came a long time after Moses. We're actually between Islam and Christianity. There's a difference of 600 years, something like that. Okay, so anyway. So on one hand we have Moses's prophecy, and then on the other hand we have Jesus' prophecy. They're all talking about a prophet that is going to come, right? So he said, why were the Jews waiting 2,000 years for that? Why did they have to wait 2,000 years? Well, just like you mentioned, there were other prophets that came between Muhammad and Moses, alayhi salam, okay? So he mentions Joshua, that Joshua is like Moses, right? And then you had a long time, and then Jesus finally comes. So I don't know how many prophets between Moses and Jesus exactly. And then, you had Abraham, and then he had Isaac, and then he had Jacob, and then he had, and on the other hand, you had the Prophet ﷺ's lineage, which was Ismail, and, that lineage up to the Prophet ﷺ. Looks nice, huh? This is a good. So, do you have anything to say about this installation? That
I'm the guy.
Here?
I'm not afraid of failure.
Good. Good for you.
Mainly because I don't fail.
Inshallah.
Well, here's my answer.
And if you look at Deuteronomy and in the book of Joshua, you will see that it's clearly talking about Joshua, and or he fulfills all those things. In fact, he's more like Moses than Muhammad is. For a start, he was a Jew,